Have you ever hit refresh on a web page over and over, just watching it hang there doing absolutely nothing? Yeah, we've all been there. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the chaotic, high-pressure world of dropped traffic, and more importantly, how to actually solve it. We're going to break down 3 critical system health checks. But to make this super intuitive, we're modeling our complex software architecture as a fast-paced, high-stress restaurant kitchen. Let's get into it.
Quick look at today's menu. We'll start with the core problem, what we call the chaotic kitchen crisis. Then, we'll meet our 3 kitchen managers: startup, liveness, and readiness. After that, I'm going to warn you about a massive pitfall known as the deadly liveness trap, and we'll wrap up with the ultimate platform takeaway.
All right, part 1, the chaotic kitchen crisis. Picture a busy restaurant where the waitstaff is furiously slamming tickets onto the counter, but the kitchen? Well, it's completely overwhelmed. Or worse, they haven't even turned the stoves on yet.
So why exactly are we dropping these orders? Well, in the software world, this happens when a wave of user traffic slams into unready applications. Or maybe an impatient orchestration system forcefully restarts a slow-booting system way too early. Think about it from the orchestrator's point of view, right? It wants instant results. It expects to route traffic immediately, and it completely panics when a service doesn't respond fast enough. In our kitchen analogy, this translates to taking actual customer orders and just dropping them right on the floor. It's a complete disaster for business, and it totally wrecks the user experience.
To fix this chaos, we essentially implement a timeline of health checks. You can think of these checks as automated kitchen managers, whose entire job is to oversee the chef. There's a clear progression here, from booting up, to warming up, to finally running at full speed. These managers are watching every single move from the exact moment the front doors open, all the way until that very last order is perfectly plated and served.
Moving on to part 2, startup, opening the gates. Let's see how our very first manager lays down the foundation. This is literally the first hurdle your application has to clear.
A startup probe is essentially a temporary gate. It's standing there asking one simple question: has the kitchen finished opening and getting completely set up? This check is absolutely crucial, mainly because it protects your slow-starting apps. Imagine a service that needs, say, a full minute just to load massive machine learning models into memory, or to establish some complex, secure connection to a message broker. It needs time, right? The startup probe gives it that exact grace period. It buys the app the time it desperately needs to safely boot up before any of the other strict health rules kick in and mistakenly assume the app must have failed.
Which brings us to part 3, liveness. Is chef alive? Because once those kitchen doors are finally open, we need to make sure the staff can actually do the work.
Enter our second manager, the liveness probe. This is an ongoing, continuous check that constantly asks, is this process stuck or dead? Should we just restart the chef? You can think of it as checking the basic vital signs, the pulse of your process. Sometimes an app might hit a deadlock, or you get an event loop stall. Basically, the system gets trapped in this endless internal traffic jam. Now, to the outside world, it might look like it's running fine, but internally, it is completely frozen, useless. If a liveness probe fails, it tells your orchestration platform that things are totally unrecoverable. At that point, stepping in and firing, or completely restarting, the chef is literally the safest and only option.
Now, part 4, readiness. Ready to serve? This defines a completely different state from just being alive. And look, as we all know, just because someone is breathing does not mean they are actually ready to do work.
The readiness probe is another ongoing check, but the question here is totally different. It asks, can I safely serve real, live user requests right now? Back in our kitchen, you might have a chef who is perfectly alive, breathing, chopping onions like a pro. But if they haven't finished prepping all their ingredients, they are nowhere near ready to actually plate a meal. If this readiness check fails, the platform safely steps in and temporarily removes that specific chef from the incoming traffic flow. No new orders for them. But here's the crucial part. It doesn't kill the process. It doesn't fire the chef. It just gives them a quick breather to catch up.
By the way, the difference between these two is the absolute most common interview question on this topic. So let's lock this down. Liveness asks, should you be restarted? If it fails, boom, the process is terminated. Readiness asks, should you receive traffic? If it fails, we just hit pause on routing traffic to that instance for a bit. Truly understanding this precise distinction is a total game changer for building a stable system.
So where do we actually use these? Well, they are absolutely vital anywhere you're dealing with load balancing, auto-scaling, or services that heavily rely on external systems. Real-world examples? Think about a service that needs to aggressively warm up its caches right before getting slammed by a massive wall of Black Friday traffic. You'll also see this with apps that have to establish heavy database connections on startup, or ML services loading massive datasets. And for sure, during rolling deployments. You absolutely have to guarantee that your brand new instances aren't getting hit with live user traffic while they're only half awake.
All right, moving into part 5, the deadly liveness trap. These probes are incredibly powerful tools, but I have to warn you, setting them up naively can introduce a massive, catastrophic flaw into your architecture.
We're talking about accidentally turning a minor, temporary dependency blip into a catastrophic system-wide restart storm. How does this even happen? Well, imagine you accidentally make your liveness check depend on a downstream system, like a database. If that database has a tiny, maybe 2-second delay, what happens? Your liveness probe fails? The platform suddenly thinks your application is completely dead, so it fires the chef and restarts the container. Now imagine every single instance of your application deciding to restart at the exact same moment over a minor 2-second database hiccup. Boom. You've just taken your entire system completely offline yourself.
So, to avoid making an outage 10 times worse, let's lay down some basic kitchen safety rules. Rule number 1, never ever link liveness to downstream dependencies. Keep it hyper-focused on minimal internal process health. Rule number 2, don't make your readiness checks overly optimistic, or you're going to send traffic right to an instance that can't actually handle the load. Rule number 3, do not rely on startup checks for long-term health. Once the app is successfully up, that startup check needs to get out of the way. And lastly, rule number 4, never confuse the process is running with the service is actually healthy for our users. They are very, very different things.
Which brings us to our final section, Part 6, Ultimate Platform Control Signals. The big takeaway here is understanding exactly how these 3 checks work together to stabilize the whole operation.
These probes, they are way more than just simple HTTP endpoints. They are fundamental control signals for your platform. Look at the flow here. Whether it's an HTTP endpoint or a TCP check, the method honestly doesn't matter nearly as much as the underlying semantics. First, the probe runs. Second, the service responds, either healthy or unhealthy. Third, the orchestration platform instantly updates its state. And finally, the platform makes a critical decision. Traffic is routed, it's withheld, or the entire process is forcefully restarted, based entirely on the truth of those signals.
Let's lock this learning in. Separating these 3 distinct concerns is your ultimate safety net. Startup asks, is the setup finished? And delays the other checks until the answer is yes. Liveness asks, is the process stuck or dead? And restarts the process if it is. Readiness asks, can you safely serve requests right now? And simply pauses traffic if you can't. That separation right there, that is the absolute secret sauce to achieving high availability.
I love this quote. The biggest trade-off is signal purity versus usefulness. It absolutely nails the true architectural challenge we face here. When you're designing these checks, you're constantly forced to balance keeping the signal pure, which means avoiding those nasty restart loops by not overcomplicating your liveness probe, while also ensuring the checks are actually useful and strict enough to stop traffic from slamming into unready instances. It's a delicate balance.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on as you go back and review your own architecture today. Is your kitchen truly healthy, or is it just pretending to be? Are your platform control signals actually creating a genuinely resilient, self-healing environment, or are you just sitting there waiting for the next massive surge of orders to drop straight onto the floor? Thanks for tuning into this explainer. Keep building resilient systems, and I'll catch you next time.